could be 90s backing singer.
We're going.
We just don't have the vocals.
Hey guys, well, we're hyped, we're excited because we've got one day to go until the grand final of Eurovision. We're also very, very sad that it's nearly over, but we have to talk contenders for the win. And we think it's quite open this year. There's quite a few countries that could potentially sneak that trophy here in Rotterdam this year. Now, we're going to go through some of the ones that, as a group, we think are in contention or have been doing very well in the odds. And we're going to start with Destiny from Malta. Obviously, we've got the running order now. She's been drawn in 6th spot, which maybe isn't the best, but she's been one of the favourites all the way through. Tommy, you've enjoyed her rehearsals.
Yeah, she's maintained her favourite status from before the rehearsal started. She's got the full package, an excellent staging, an excellent song, very catchy. But I think she's gone down in my odds since before the rehearsal started. So I think she's still in contention, but maybe not top 5.
Clara, how are you feeling about Malta?
I agree with Tommy. I think Malta, for me, has lost a little bit of energy, but just because the rest of the contendants are so good and they shine brighter for me.
It's so wide open this year. You really can't call it. Next on the list is Portugal, maybe one that I've chucked in here because I think Portugal is a dark horse this year. How did you feel about the qualification yesterday, Clara?
I was happy that they qualified. However, for me personally, I do not see it as a contender. But I can see that the staging really elevates the song.
Yeah, I think this is going to get a lot of televotes in the grand final. I think the audience at home are really going to love Portugal. I can definitely see us in the top 10. How about you, Tommy?
Yeah, for sure. I'm so happy that they qualified for the final, and they're just such a class act, so classy, so they're proper musicians. Not that the others aren't, but they're. Yeah, I think they could be the dark horse and come out of nowhere and take it. So they're fantastic.
We love a dark horse. Greece, another one that a lot of people here have been talking about in the press centre. Obviously, we had to wait a little while last night for the qualification announcement to come through, but I don't think there was any doubt that Greece was going through. Probably one of the best stagings that we've got this year. Again, a contender for a top 10 placing.
Yes, indeed. I think Greece has a really strong vocal performance that we might not expect, and they have the clever staging gimmick, but I think it's also Stefania's personality and her vocal power that brings it all together.
Yeah, she's really got star quality,
Yes.
actually, that girl, and she's got a big future ahead of her. Will this be kind of the one of the high points of her career, winning Eurovision potentially?
Yeah, it could be. I feel like she's got all of the elements. The song appeals to all ages, I think. Her voice is fantastic. Her stage presence is fantastic. The staging is incredible. It's not something we've seen before, really. All the elements are there for her to go to the top.
Yeah, watch out for Greece this year. Next on the list, probably one of the favourites coming into this, but has slipped down the odds slightly. I think it might be... Is it going like this in the odds, I think, Switzerland? Gion's Tears with Tout l'univers. I was really happy with his performance last night. It kind of all came together for me. Do I still see this as a winner? I'm not sure, but potential top 3 maybe. Clara, how are you feeling?
For me, it's not even a top 3. I like the song. I think his vocals are great, but for me, it's more a top 10 than a top 3.
Wow, for me, it's my number 3, I think. My number 3 prediction, I think he'll be in the top 3. I think the dramatic staging is going to widen his appeal to a bigger audience, and I think it'll appeal to jury and public, and yeah, he's in with a good shot.
Yeah, I think the second half of the performance, where you've kind of got all the lights, I think it's really impactful. So I do think Switzerland have got a good chance this year. We're going to move on to Bulgaria now, probably one of the most beautiful stagings that we've had this year. Tommy?
Yeah, she's definitely in with a shot, but I think in terms of the ballads, I see France, Switzerland, and France, Switzerland peaking on top of her, but still an amazing song, and she's so emotional on stage, and her connection is really coming through, which is something that she seems to have worked on since the rehearsal. So yeah, it's got some momentum behind it.
Yeah, and that was one of our worries coming into this. She wouldn't be able to connect with the audience, but we've been proven wrong.
Yes, yes, indeed. She said something very telling about her performance in the semifinal last night in her press conference, that she knew that her vocals at the end were not the best, but because she was emotional and crying, and she thought she didn't care because she thought that honesty and emotion in her voice was more important than having perfect vocals. And I think the whole Europe stood behind that.
Oh, now let's talk about Ukraine.
I just love this song, and I love this band, and I love this staging, and I would love if they won. I would not be mad about it at all. I think they deserve it. Yeah, and I think it's probably a dark horse. Like, I don't think many people would predict it to win, but if it did win, I think the whole of Europe would just go berserk for it, go away. So fingers crossed.
They are in my top 3. I'm just not in the mood for a ballad this year. I just want rock songs and rave songs, and yes, this is my top 3.
Yeah, in mine as well. I would love to see this winning. It's hard because there's a couple of other countries that I also really love this year. But I think if my number one, and you all know who my number one is by now, if that doesn't win, then I would love Go Away from Ukraine to win. It's something different. They're doing something that's very kind of Ukrainian. It's a very different style of song to anything else we have this year. And the staging is just fantastic. I mean, it's in itself, it's not over the top, there's nothing groundbreaking about it. It's quite simple, but it just works and it's standout for me. So I think Ukraine's going to be one to watch tonight. Then we move on to one of the favourites since it was selected is France.
As I said before, I'm not in the mood for ballads this year, and I am going to put it in my top 3 because I've heard so much about it, and I get it's very hypnotizing, and her vocals are fantastic, and she brings us to the chanson française. But she's in my top 3 because of I appreciate the good quality, not because I'm in the mood for these kinds of songs.
So you don't see this as a winner?
I think it would be a winner. Because people like it, but personally, it's not a song that I will be listening.
Yeah, but in terms of contention,
yes, it has possibilities.
Tommy.
Yeah, this is in my top 3, I think, and I think it could be a jury winner actually. And I had second guessed that prediction a couple of times, but whenever the song comes on, I just see how people react to it, and she just seems to hypnotize people. So I think she'll do that for the whole of Europe. So yeah, France are onto a winner.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Italy and France both in the top spots in terms of the odds, and I think the odds might be correct. I think it will be a race between France and Italy. When you watch the staging, you just get winner vibes. It looks like a winner performance, and then you watch Italy next, and you get the same thing about Italy. So, France has to be one of the main contenders for the trophy this year. Now, let's talk about Italy because they are the other contender.
Mm-hmm. Italy, if I have to choose between France and Italy, for me it's Italy, but I understand that maybe other people are more in the mood to be hypnotized than rocking out. I think Italy has everything. Italy has can appeal to a big, wide audience, the rock audience, and the performance is just like you can't stop looking away. You can't stop looking at them.
Yeah, Italy has been such a revelation for me. Like, I didn't gravitate towards the song after Sanremo that much, but since I've come here, seen the band performing live, they're just incredible. Yeah, I just feel like I'm watching the White Stripes or, a big rock band. And I think they have a great future, and Eurovision win could be the start of it all.
Mm-hmm. You can see with both of these contenders, Italy and France, that it's just about their music. There's nothing eccentric going on stage. It's the music.
Music first always.
Music first always.
Well, I hate to say it, but I was saying quite a while ago, look out for Italy this year. And I'm glad that I've been proven right. One of the main contenders for the win. Love these guys. I think Europe is going to fall in love with them. I think it's going to pick up jury as well as televotes. I don't think that Italy are going to be rubbished by the juries this year. I can totally understand why this is favourite in the odds right now. I see this as the winner on the night. I've got my fingers crossed that it's the winner on the night as well, because it's personally my favourite song. Love everything about Måneskin. We have one more country to talk to, one that's very close to Italy, but potentially a dark horse for a win this year, and it is Zenit and Adrenalina. Featuring Flow Rider.
Yeah, I think they have an outside chance of winning. I think they could win the public vote. And their running position last is actually very favourable for them, I think. So yeah, they have a chance of winning, but maybe not like fully first. I don't know, what am I saying?
Yeah,
Not top favorite to go to the top.
And we might be surprised to see it, but not unhappy because we love the song, I think.
I won't be unhappy if it. I won't be unhappy. Sorry. I will be happy if it wins. I won't be disappointed, but it's not one. It will be surprising for me.
Yeah, so San Marino potentially a dark horse. You have to factor in that Flow Rider is there. Whether or not that will bring them any votes or not is yet to be seen. But guys, those are the countries that we think are in contention for the top spaces at Eurovision this year. They're not all necessarily our personal favourites, but they're the ones that we think you need to watch. But we would love to know who you think is in contention to win Eurovision this year. So drop a comment down below and let us know. Otherwise, go to our Facebook page, our Insta and our Twitter, and follow us everywhere. Just don't stalk us. But otherwise, guys, we look forward to reading your comments, and we will see you in the next video. See ya.
Bye.